What's up, guys? Hey, it's Clint Coons here, and in this video, I want to discuss trustee liability for land trusts. Are you at risk? All right, let's get started. So here's the deal. I hear this a lot when it comes to setting up a land trust and we talk about being a trustee. People assume that, hey, if I serve as the trustee of a land trust, or I set up an entity or I use an existing entity I have, that somehow I'm going to be held liable if something goes wrong. For example, if we set up a land trust right here and it has a piece of real estate inside of it and you are serving as the trustee. Now, I typically don't recommend you serve as a trustee of your own land trust because it defeats the whole purpose of setting up a trust, or one of the main benefits, that is, which is anonymity. I mean, that's why we set these things up. So instead of using yourself, you're using a limited liability company that you own, and you're thinking that, hey, if my LLC is the trustee, if something goes wrong with that trust, the creditor of the land trust, that is the person that's injured, the attorney, they're going to sue the trustee. Now, here's what happens in a lawsuit. They will name the trustee of the trust in that case. And why are they naming the trustee? Well, it's because that's how you bring the case. When you're suing a trust, you have to appoint someone to represent the trust, and that's going to be the trustee of the trust. So the trustee gets named, but they're named in their representative capacity as the trustee of the trust. They're not individually liable. Now, that is a general rule. Now, there is always specific situations that will change this. For example, if you're serving as a trustee or entity you have set up, like we talk about using a Wyoming LLC, is the trustee of the trust, and that trustee is performing some type of function beyond just sitting there on the sidelines and making sure that the rents get collected. Let's say the trustee's going out in your representative capacity and you're fixing the electrical work on the property, you're repairing the plumbing. I mean, if you're doing things like that, then there's liability that's going to come back to you. And it's not because you're a trustee, it's because you've actually done the work in that capacity. So you have to be very clear. If you have a structure like this set up and you're self-managing your own real estate and you're going to go out and do the work, make sure that it's obvious that you're not doing it in the trustee capacity. Maybe you have a memorandum of understanding or a letter that you put together that you as an individual here, your trustee is requesting that you come out and perform this service, maybe as the beneficiary or someone else or individual, so that this documentation then would rebut a presumption that the trustee itself was out here doing the work. Because you see, you're over here doing the work, but you're also on this side. And we don't want to tie this entity up if we don't have to, and allow them to come after it and name it, not just in name only representing the trust, but name it as an actual defendant in this case. So we want to keep that separated. So that's how I would look at it. Now, why do I feel so comfortable in telling you this is because, as you know, I serve as a trustee on many trusts. I can't tell you how many thousands upon thousands of trusts my name appears on as a trustee, and I'm there as a nominee trustee. So when my clients will set up trusts, they'll name me as the initial trustee. I resign, but even if I wasn't, they didn't want me to resign, they asked me to stay on, I don't have liability for that position because I don't really do anything. I'm there in my representative capacity. The other thing about it, when you set up these trusts, is you provide the trustee indemnification. And so the way it works is that, hey, if you want to sue the trustee individually, understand that the trust has to indemnify me. So whatever judgment you get against me personally, the trust is responsible to pay it. So therein is a situation where you really operate in the same pool of assets, is that you come after this. The ultimate recovery is going to be against that property and the insurance that is on it. So when it comes to setting up a land trust, the trustees are not per se liable unless the trustee goes out and does something that brings personal liability back to the trustee because of their own negligence. So if you're considering, hey, should I be a trustee? There's no problem. You won't have liability. All right, guys, take care. This is a great little short video here on what it means to be a trustee and the liability associated with it.